Imagine waking up one day to realize that everything that you have been living, your thoughts, your emotions, your relationships, and your life itself, is an illusion, a dream within a dream. This, according to one of the most ancient philosophical traditions that has been known to mankind, is the truth. This is the truth of Advaita Vedanta. Today, I will take you through an interesting story and an amazing journey that will challenge everything you think you know about this reality itself. The Advaita channel is about consciousness and conscious creation. Here we explore Vedanta and various other ancient teachings from India to understand this reality and to consciously create our lives. Today we are talking about one of the most interesting and intriguing concepts in Vedanta, that is Maya or Matrix. What exactly is this Maya? We will learn today through an interesting story, and this might shake your entire foundation of how you perceive this reality. Now, Arjun was a young seeker in ancient India. He lived in a village and he was fascinated with the nature of reality and spirituality. He began studying different texts, he began studying the Upanishads, and soon within a few years, Arjun was well versed with a lot of ancient texts and scriptures. Although he was curious, although he was intelligent, although he was sincerely trying to understand this reality, he could see that he was missing something. Something had not yet clicked in him. So he began to explore more and more, but nothing quenched his thirst. But one day, one of his friends mentioned that there lives an old sage in a small cave at a remote area in the Himalayas, and he was an enlightened being and he could answer Arjun's questions and quench his thirst. By listening to this, Arjun boldly embarked on this journey. He gave up everything and he packed his bag and he began his journey towards the Himalayas. He went through a lot of difficulties. He could not find the way at first, but slowly, because of his consistent efforts, he researched more and more. He asked different people about this great sage, and eventually he got a clear direction as in where that sage lived, and he began trekking the mountains to find his destination. After weeks and weeks of trekking in the difficult terrain and through the forest and through the mountains, he eventually found a small cave which was dimly lit with a lamp. And then he slowly made his way to the cave where he saw the old sage sitting and meditating. Now, recognizing that someone has come to meet him, the sage slowly opened his eyes, and the very sight of the sage intrigued young Arjun. The sage asked, "What brings you here, little one?" And Arjun answers, "I have been studying the scriptures, I have been studying the teachings on the nature of reality for many, many years, but yet I have not understood them. I know that something is missing. I want to understand Maya. What is Maya and how can I understand this?" asks Arjun. To this, the old sage smiles and says, "Okay, I will give you what you want, but at first I'm very thirsty. Please fetch me some water to drink from the river that flows just below this mountain." Now, before we continue with Arjun's story, let us understand what is Maya as per Advaita Vedanta. Many people misinterpret Maya as an illusion or as something which doesn't exist. Technically, this is not how Maya is described in the ancient Advaita Vedanta. Shankaracharya describes Maya as Sat Asad Vilakshana, and Maya is described as Anirvachaniya. This means that Maya neither exists nor it doesn't exist. Maya is the power that makes the one appear as many. Although there is underlying unity in this world, the apparent diversity that we perceive is because of Maya. Maya doesn't mean that the world doesn't exist. Maya means that the way we are perceiving this world is incorrect. Now imagine watching a movie in a TV screen. Although the characters of the movie screen appear to be real and they have their own emotions, they have their own identity, they have their own forms and colors, every aspect and everything about these characters is just within the screen itself. The screen within itself is everything. The screen is in which everything appears to exist. This is how we need to understand Maya. Maya is an apparent projection. Maya is an appearance in consciousness. And this Maya has two powers. One is avarana, second is vikshepa. The first power is projection, the second power is concealment. Through avarana, Maya projects this dualistic world through the time-space reality, and through its second power, it conceals the real identity of the world and the oneness that underlies everything. It conceals the truth of consciousness. This is how Maya is explained. Now let us continue with the story of Arjun. Following the sage's request, Arjun climbs down the mountain and he walks up to the river in order to fetch some water. As he reaches the river, he sees a young, beautiful woman who was standing there anxious, and he begins to talk to her. And she says that she is in an emergency and she wishes to cross the river and she needs some help in crossing the river. Now, listening to this, he offered to help her, and slowly he holds her hand and he helps her to cross the river. As they begin to walk together, they begin to talk to each other about each of their stories. They begin to resonate with each other's stories and they fell in love. And like this, one thing led to another, and she took him to her place and introduced him to her parents, and they eventually got married. As they got married, they settled down next to the river in a small tribal village. Like this, years passed and Arjun had children and his family grew. He often came and sat next to the river looking at the mountain and thinking about the old sage. But he never went back there because he was so involved with life. And eventually one day, as he was sitting next to the river started to flood and it swept away the village and he swept away him also. As this happened, in an instant, he found himself back at the old sage's cave, still holding the pot. He had not even left the cave, and he was shocked to see where he was. Barely a few minutes had passed. Let us pause the story here and let us delve deeper into Maya. Now, just like what Arjun experienced, we experience our life. Although whatever we experience appears to be real and it is real to us, ultimately, this is an appearance in consciousness as per Vedanta. Time is subjective. Time doesn't work the way in which we think it works. Time is not linear. Time is not absolute. Time is a concept that exists, but there is a reality beyond time, and that is consciousness. Maya, as per Advaita Vedanta, operates through the three gunas of sattva, rajas, and tamas. The combination of three gunas make up this world, make up this body, make up this mind, and make up everything. This Maya caused Arjun to experience his entire life within a few minutes. This was one of the possibilities or one of the potentialities of Arjun's life. Now let's continue with the part 3 of the story, which is the awakening. Arjun stood stunned and he begins to stammer. He looks at the old sage and asks, "What just happened and what did I just experience?" "Maya," says the old sage. "This is Maya, Arjun. Maya makes that which is unreal real, and it makes that which is real unreal. You experienced something which appeared to you as real, But it felt so real, said Arjun. My wife, my children, my entire life. I lived it next to the river. This was not an illusion, said Arjun. To this, the sage replies, yes, it was real, just like your life as a seeker is real to you right now. Now tell me, which of your lives was real? Was the life as a married man real? Or is your life as a seeker who is standing here real? When the sage asked this question, something shifted in Arjun's mind. All his studies, all his contemplation, all his seeking had led him to this moment, and he finally got it. He finally pierced through the veil of Maya. And the sage continued to explain. Both of these realities were equally real and unreal. They are all projections of Maya. The only thing that is real in all this is you yourself, Arjun. You were the only reality which was always there. You are the common factor in both of these stories. So, that which is the underlying reality, that which is permanent, that which is unchanging, can only be the absolute reality. That which is transient, that which is ever changing, that which is temporary, can never be the ultimate reality. This is the simple truth of Vedanta, said the old sage. Consciousness is that which is permanent. Awareness is that which is eternal. All the stories come and go, and all the experiences come and go. Our body comes and goes. Our thoughts and emotions come and go. What remains unchanging is that consciousness that we are. And this itself is the absolute reality within which the universe itself appears as per Vedanta. This is the profound truth that the old sage helped Arjun realize. Arjun's awakening represents the goal of Advaita Vedanta. The goal of Vedanta is to see through the veil of Maya and realize our true nature as pure consciousness. But this doesn't mean rejecting our world and calling it unreal, but it is about understanding its true nature. Swami Vivekananda, a great exponent of Advaita Vedanta, explained it beautifully. He said, Maya is not illusion as it is popularly interpreted. Maya is real, yet it is unreal. It is real in that the real is behind it and gives it its appearance of reality. That which is real in Maya is the reality in and through Maya. Yet the reality is never seen, and hence that which is seen is unreal, and it has no independent existence of itself, but it is dependent upon the real of its existence. So we need to understand that enlightenment and transcending Maya doesn't mean the world will cease to be for us. The world will continue to exist, but once we transcend Maya, we see the world for what it is. We see the true nature of the world. This is the essence of Vedanta. Now, before we go, ask yourself this question. Who am I who is listening to this? Who am I who is watching this video? What is the I that I am which listen to these stories? And as you ask these questions, you will begin to see who you are. You will begin to see that you are simply that pure, pristine consciousness which is always there and which is all there is. And who you think you were was never there to begin with.